Hello friends, this is the FlyByWire recent version, and I'm going to fly patterns around Valencia. This is Valencia airport. I bought it, and we are going to take off runway 30, fly a left downwind and land again and do a touch and go, and the second time full stop landing. That's the plan. The touch and go will be done with auto thrust on, and the full stop landing with auto thrust off. So we are in cold and dark. Not difficult to switch that plane from cold and dark to a flight ready to go state. First of all, switch the battery on after some checks, and as you see, we have now the landing gear lights here and everything is working well. The external power can go on after further checks. And for simplicity, I'm putting the fuel pumps on right now. After the initialization of the instruments, we can put the IR assist enough, and there will be a short battery on test, and then it's going to align. And on battery or off battery test rather. So we can check the fire for the APU and the fire test. We cannot look down, unfortunately, from here. And if you wish, you can also check the lights like so. Well, I don't do that now. So now arm the emergency lights. This can go to auto. Seatbelt signs go on simply, and otherwise we do nothing at the moment. Local light to on. There's only one switch position here. I want to switch on the APU now. Crew supply oxygen goes on, and we leave everything off here. Started. So now APU is starting, and I want to switch on the timer so that I can see how long the video is going to be. It's going to be a long video, maybe 30 minutes, and I cut it as much as I can. So this is the EFP flight bag, and we don't import any flight. We just go to the ground services, and we'll have to load the fuel, etc. But first, let me go to the initialization here and enter our flight Lima Echo Victor Charlie, that's Valencia Airport, to Lima Echo Victor Charlie Costa del Sol Airport, I think it's called. And flight number does not matter, cost index does not matter also. What we take 25, and the cruise level also does not matter. We are not going to reach it. We are going to fly only to 2,000 feet. Wind temperature, IRS, we do nothing of that kind. We have a flight plan which is rather simple. Departure is on that's direct. It's heading 115, please remember that. But we are flying from runway 30, no departure, and arrival is on 30. Insert. Since we are doing pattern work, I like to go to the fix info and enter Lima Echo Victor Charlie here. I think you can even enter the runway number 30, the threshold, which works, and we have a radial of 115 from we wanted to an extended center line. Yeah, that's all I do. So now I can back to the flight plan, and we should see the extended center line here. Okay, initialization, we need to load the plane. What do we do here? We take something like 6 tons. That's good enough. Instantly. Payload. Want to have 58 tons, let's say. 58 tons, and you need to press this key.
Boarding completed.
And it will complete the boarding. Yep. So this is 5832.5. We need to enter that here. 0.5. And if you look down there, you will find 32.5. That's something like 0.4 down.
Your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you.
Yeah, this is the nuisance, of
course. We're just wrapping up
course.
some paperwork up front here.
Block fuel is 5.9 tons.
Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full undivided attention as they review the safety.
Since we have loaded the plane, we can just close the doors and we don't hear the safety briefing.
Please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Okay. So now VOR goes on. We go to 10 miles range, arc mode. Constraints can go on, doesn't matter. And this can also go on, but it doesn't work because I have not installed the sim brief. The sim link. And we reset the rudder trim to 0, check that everything is done here. We have 7000 for squawk code, and put that to auto already, and maybe to all for the pattern. Doesn't matter because it's not working anyway, so there is no other traffic. APU bleed goes to on, so both packs go on, external power disconnected. We can now set the strobe to auto, beacon light to on, which triggers the cabin announcement, but we don't hear it now. And we have some performance work to do. So, performance, that one. Transition altitude is 5000, and we are taking a flaps 2 takeoff. We can denote, if we wish, we can denote the down 0.5, just 0.4, just to oops. 0.4 just to remember what we should be. The VTOL we compute automatically. That's not very accurate, but well, good enough. And it should now be on the primary PFD 126 V1 and 131 V2. That's working. No flex. Good. Yep, there is a checklist indeed. So gear pins and covers we have removed, crude quantity for 5.9 tons we have checked, seatbelt signs is on, I hope so. Yep. ADS are aligned, nav barrel ref is 100, I did check that. So go to the map view, that's the easiest way to do. Zoom a little bit in, go to the airport, and you get the meta here. So it's actually 1000 now. Set this and check that the airport altitude is approximately where it should be. That's 62 meters. Well, it's close enough. And you can also get the meta here. So we have this wind, which we want to do in our performance for the approach already, so that we don't have to do it in the air. So 1000 is the QNH here, and we have a 19-degree temperature. Mach wind is what is it? 290, 30 at this very moment. We are departing on runway 30, that's okay. Transition altitude will be to 75,000. We don't reach it anyway. And Barrow, we are at 200 feet approximately, plus 500. We take 700 feet for our minimum. 700 feet for our minimum. Yeah, that's it. You would also see other planes, if there were other planes here on this map. And you get all the frequencies if you like. So performance. Good. Maybe a little bit more integrated light would be okay. Also switch on the integrated light down here. And all the lights you want to have. The terrain display I dimmed down, but it's not working anyway. And we need integrated light a little bit more here, and maybe a little bit of floodlight on this area and here too. So that's how I like it. Good, we have that managed. We have clamp now blue, and the parking brake is set correctly. So let me continue here. Parking brake is set, takeoff speed thrust, we have done that, and it was 131 V2 and 127.6 V1. Windows are closed. Beacon light is on. Good. After start, so let's push back and start. For the pushback, I'm going to use the pushback service here. Make sure, by the way, that the ground service is disconnected now. And enable that system. Confirm that you don't have any other system, pushback system installed. Call the tug, which is connecting now. So, since we want to start the engine, we put that to start right now, and let's check that everything is good. Parking brake is still there, set. Let's wait for the tug to connect. Well, I assume it's now, yeah, no, it's still disconnected. We have that. Assume it's now connected, and we release the parking brake. It's also indicated here, and push backward. Press that twice and you get a faster push, like that one. We need to reach that line, and we can also go, we need to go right for the takeoff because the runway is here. We need to go right with the tail, and I'm starting that right now. And that should work. And start the engine. Engine number 2. Okay, we need to stop the tug, otherwise it will turn us too far. So let's stop here. Okay, and you can set the parking brake here if you like, and remove the tug. Okay, engine has started, is stable, and we start the other engine. The pin, it doesn't show the pin to us. For the taxiing, unfortunately, the taxiways are not named here, but anyway, we are taxiing straight on and turn a little bit to the right, and then enter the runway from here and take off. You can also enter from here. Okay, engine has started. There should be an available sign now. Switch off the APU blade and go back to normal so that the air conditioning starts running. Everything is good. Fine. Let me do the flight control check. Left, right, up, down, neutral, rather left, neutral, right, neutral, and 0.4 down. This should be somewhere here. That's okay. Good. Parking brake is still set. Check that here and there. Good. We go to the checklist. Anti-ice is not needed. Econ status. Well, you can check that to make sure that all systems are working normally, which they are. Pitch trim is 0.4 down. We did set it. We have set this, and rudder trim is neutral. Flight controls. Well, they want us to prepare for the takeoff right now because we are alone in the cockpit. We're doing that flaps 2 and arm the ground spoilers and take take the auto brake max, which is indicated here in that plane. Yep, and we can also run the takeoff check here. Normal. Wind shear is off. Yeah, you can switch that on now if you like. You can also do that at the runway, and cabin check is done by pinging. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, taxi light goes on return of flight 2, and we are ready to taxi. So how are we? Flight controls, flap setting 2, radar operating wind shear on, engine mode selector normal, ECAM memo no blue, and cabin is ready. Line up. Okay, let me taxi to the runway, and I'll be back. Yeah, just another information. This is the Valencia airport, by the way, and you can easily idle taxi. We have now a ground speed of 18 knots. Make sure you don't turn, even in these turns, more than 10 knots. So a little bit of braking is required, and this is my nose wheel steering. You have to be careful with that, as you see. Depends on your settings. I'm using the joystick twist for that. So this is the rudder, and you can use it for small corrections too. You see, this is the rudder. But for larger corrections like here, we are using the nose wheel steering, which is not easy to handle, to fine-tune. Okay, we are approaching the runway already. I'd assume we have a clearance for lineup. So runway is checked 30, and the TCAS is goes to TARA, like so.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Yeah, this is the trigger for this message. X1 and 2 remain on for that takeoff. So now I'm not using any checklist anymore, because it would be hard to do on this pattern work. The only thing I'm using is landing no blue. Yeah, all other items are done by memory. So we have a clearance to enter the runway, and it's clear on both sides. Okay, let's do that. And take as much runway as we can, although we are not very heavy. And we won't use much runway. This is a very strong an airplane with very strong engines. So set the brake here, and for the takeoff we are going to switch on the lights, all of them. Make sure that the beacon light is on, and we have, otherwise we have everything set as we want it. Takeoff no blue. So I'm going to start the chrono, and put the engine to 50% and then to toga. Toga, mad toga, SAS runway on the flight mode annunciator, auto thrust blue. Knots. V1 rotate. Positive brake gear up. Auto brake disarm. The spoilers disarm, sorry. We could now set flaps 1 already and climb to 2000. So I want to keep that speed approximately. So I'm pulling here, and that will be to 132, and that lever to climb thrust. Now I've shot through the altitude a little bit, which I shouldn't do, and descending. Okay, now we do our turn to downwind. The easiest way is just to turn in a simple 180-degree turn. So this is a beautiful landscape. It's really nice scenery. Now make sure you don't descend. And we switch off the flight directors because we are not using them, and put the birdie to on. So now we have the birdie here. And moreover, we activate the approach phase, and we have filled it already. Otherwise, we would have to do that now, which is a nuisance. Also, you can go to managed speed again. That would be S speed, because we are at flaps 1 plus F, so F speed. The airport is over there, and we are flying downwind. The wind is blowing from our back. So pull out smoothly and not climb. So we have speed managed, barrel 700 for minimum, and auto thrust on. Good. We set flaps 2 now, which will trigger a deceleration to F speed, because we are still managed auto thrust. The chrono can be stopped and beam the runway end, which is in a few seconds. We will start it again and wait for 40 seconds. I will put the gear down on the downwind. You can also put it on the base turn, but that's a good idea to put it on the downwind. So now I should have started the chrono. It was a little bit too late, so I will take only 35 seconds or so. Speed is good, altitude is good. We have a clearance to do our touch and go. That's the downtown, Valencia downtown. Beautiful town, by the way. Very modern. 30 seconds, put the gear down. It was with green. All the green. Prepare for landing is triggered. And we put flaps 3 now and turn. With some descent, 500 feet per minute descent for the moment, like that. The airport is over there. Yeah, auto brake, speed brakes should now be armed, and we are a little bit too low, so I'm delaying the flaps, full flaps for a while, and make a shallow turn here. 500 feet per minute, trying to get this right. So we have no auto brake, but we have the ground spoilers armed. There we are, too wide, too wet. I think that's good. We are a little bit too low.
1,000.
So now flaps full.
1,000.
And align with the runway. The thing you should take care of is that the runway is pointing towards you. No matter what the wind is, That's what you want to achieve. And make a mental note now of the thrust that is required to keep that descent of 500 to 700 feet per minute. A little bit less because we are too low. 500, come on, now. It's approximately 50%. Because the next thing we do is a full stop landing without auto thrust. To right to red, we are a little bit left of center line.
Minimum.
Now we are on center line, a little bit too low, correct. Speed is good.
400.
Don't brake because we are way too low now. Note that the threshold is some feet inwards the runway, so let me concentrate on that. Now we are very good to go.
50, 40,
Retard.
30, 20. Retard.
This is not working
10,
well still in this
5.
situation, I think. That's good. So now leave some thrust on and retard the disable the ground spoilers, disarm the ground spoilers, push a little bit forward and then toe guard. Go. V1 rotate. Positive brake gear up. Ground spoilers are already disarmed. And go to flaps 1. And we are accelerating. We go to managed here for the moment. Something happened anyway, and once we have a speed that we like, never climb. Once we have a speed that we like, we pull so that we can keep it. 2000, now not overshooting the run, the height again, and turn left. So now I wanted to go manual. First of all, let me switch off the flight directives again and the birdie and activate the approach phase once more. Go to managed. Go to managed and turn off the. We have left our altitude. Don't do that. So climb back. I've set the flaps to 1 already, and I'm going to set it to flaps 2. So now keep the altitude, keep the speed, approximately 50% of thrust. We don't have auto thrust anymore. It's a little bit hectic, and that's why I don't do any checklists beside the landing no crew checklist. Good roll out, keep the altitude. Good, there we are. Chrono can go off again. Now reduce the thrust a little bit so that we decelerate and set flaps 2. We are in managed speed, so we get the indication for F automatically. And the approach phase is activated. Has been activated. Proper English. So we are in the runway ends. Start the chrono. Don't sink. There we are. That's really awesome. Scenery is awesome. It loads. It doesn't load completely. For that, no, my computer is too weak probably. Now gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare for that.
Yeah, okay. Flaps through already. And start the turn. 500 feet per minute. Descending. 50% thrust, that should work. And the speed is good. Maybe not descending that much. So now we do a full stop landing, so we put auto brake on. Let's check where we are. That looks low, so don't descend too much. Flaps forward now, and a little bit more thrust, approximately 50%. So we can keep the altitude and decelerate to the speed that we need. Turn, steeper turn. Speed is good, turn is good.
1,000.
Maybe we overshoot a little bit. No, we don't. We are a little bit too low, so add a little bit of thrust and keep the altitude for a moment. And now to right to red, reduce the thrust again and keep it on a descent profile of 700 foot per minute. There we are, lined, and to right to red. Everything's looking good. We are a little bit low now again. To right to red again.
100 above.
Center line again. So, ground spoilers armed, and we don't do the cabin check. We don't have time for that now. So, landing no blue beside the cabin check.
400.
So we are a little bit too fast, so you see thrust and pitch up. 2 degrees pitch is okay. Center line. White to red, center line, that's good. Speed is good. A little bit too fast maybe, but we'll manage.
50, 40,
Retard.
30,
And just
20,
let it settle
retard.
down.
10, 5,
Reverse thrust. Auto brake active. Manual braking. Idle reverse. And there we are. We don't take that exit, we take the next one. Manual braking. Disarm ground spoilers. Flaps up. And reverse off. I think I have that already off. Yeah. Okay, I don't bore you with more taxiing. I can show you what you have to do now. So let's stop here and do our work. So what we need to do is landing lights off. Maybe run return of light off and taxi light on, and the slope light can go off, and we can start the APU and also go back to standard here. Predicted wind shear off, radar off, well, and then taxi to our stand. Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.